What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG's back. It is time for another edition of Transfer Talk. Excuse me if I sound just a little bit different today, a bit stuffy. I'm getting over the man flu. You know how it is, people. But I'm going to get through it. But if I do miss out a little detail here and there, don't crucify me in the comments because my mind's a little bit cloudy. But we're going to get into it today. We've been linked with a couple of players, and I've got to say, I'm not enamored with either one of them. First of all, Daniel Peretz is up. Goalkeeper, Israeli international, at Bayern Munich currently. And according to Bild, Leeds United are in talks to sign this goalkeeper on loan, as Bayern Munich don't want him to go permanently, but he's allowed to leave on loan. But he does have interest from Burnley and, more importantly, PSV, who are playing Champions League football. And I hope with everything in my being that he goes to PSV. I don't want any parts of Daniel Peretz. This guy, first of all, it's a bad sign if this was true. Obviously, this is all rumors, people. Nothing's confirmed. Let me just make that clear. But for Leeds United to be going for a new number one and it being someone that's played less than 10 league games over the last year is a concern and a red flag straight away for me. There's one area where we can't skimper and save on, and it's the goalkeeper. The goalkeeping position saves you points. That's just the truth of it. There's other positions where you don't have to spend that much because it's not that important. Goalkeeper is absolutely imperative. And this guy as well wants guaranteed first team football. And if he's the disaster that I've seen, then that can't be happening. That just can't happen. So for me, I hope that this is just rubbish coming from Germany as he's looking for a move away. I hope PSV is in his future and that Leeds have nothing to do with this one. And for me, it would be a bad sign of recruitment as well to say that we're going in for a goalkeeper that isn't even a first choice somewhere. I want someone established. I want someone who is the number one elsewhere or could be a number one here. And I'm going to get into a couple of examples now. First of all, I think this one will be too expensive. Zion Suzuki, Japanese international, absolutely top goalkeeper, currently at Parma. He's probably got bigger things ahead of him, which is why I think this one is highly unlikely. And I think the price point would probably be too much. But again, I'm not against spending if it is an absolute stud that you're spending it on in goal. But he may not be attainable. I think his price point will be probably around 30 million, and then you're probably talking add-ons after that to get it to around 35 to 40. So it's very expensive and probably unrealistic. But someone who isn't unrealistic, but I just want to put it out there, Zion Suzuki, you are the man. But someone else who might not be unrealistic is Kepa, who is currently at Chelsea, who's on loan at Bournemouth this season. He's got 1 year left on that Chelsea deal. There was interest from Leverkusen previously, but Ten Hag has since taken over, and I'm not sure if he would like Kepa in goal. We'll wait and see. But obviously, if Leverkusen are interested and can guarantee first-team football, probably out of the running. But let me just say, he's had a very, very good season at Bournemouth, man. And the thing is with Kepa, what always weighs him down is the price that he went for, because he was never a £75 million goalkeeper. But that's not his fault, is it? You know what I mean? It's like Dan James. He's not, 25 million or 30 million pound winger, but we paid that for him. So it's not really on the player. But Kepa, for me, has had a real good season. I've been seeing him very, very solidly doing well for Bournemouth. He's got a lot of gifts as a goalkeeper. And if you're thinking of a Chelsea who will want to get his wages off the books, will obviously not loan him out for the last year of his contract. That makes absolutely no sense. If he's available for a nominal transfer fee, something very reasonable, I would absolutely go for Kepa as a number one option. I mean, listen, people, if you've seen him play this season, and I need that to be clear because I know some of you will be thinking of his Chelsea days where he didn't look like a £75 million goalkeeper, and that's fair. But I'm talking about present day Kepa, and I think for a team where we're going to be, when we're talking about saving points, unlike Porets, I don't think he does that, because for me, I've seen Porets. You basically may as well just clone Kiko and Melia and put them together, and you get this guy. I don't want that. Kepa, though, gives you winning experience. He gives you leadership in the dressing room as well. Knows how to win. For me, if Leeds United could be in this conversation, please do so. What say you? Moving on to another report. And again, this one is very, very loose, but I think it's all because Danny Farker's here and Max Aarons is available while we've been linked with him. But there's rumors that we're in for Max Aarons again for 12 million. We know that he's rejected us once, and it's not like the Buendia situation where we know he rejected us, but it wasn't really out there. Max Aarons did put out an apology to Daniel Farker for letting him down, feeling like he let him down when he chose Bournemouth. But Max Aarons hasn't pulled up any trees since he's moved to Bournemouth. And listen, again, don't blame him. He wanted Premier League move. He backed himself. That is fine. Didn't work out for him at Bournemouth. Went to Valencia, played 5 games, and I think he started 2 of those. So it hasn't exactly been a fruitful experience for Max Aarons. And for me, I don't want this guy. I don't want this guy in the Premier League. And I've said it before, we need genuine competition for Jayden Bogle. This is not about putting Jayden's nose out of joint. It's about making Leeds as strong as possible. And for me, Max Aarons comes in and at 12 million as well as a backup. That just can't run. No. And for me, he's no better than Jayden Bogle. So I would absolutely steer clear. I've already said my first choice would be to get Bright Asai Samuel on a free. But an alternative is Seiya Maikuma, Japanese international also. I think I'm just trying to recruit all house friends here, but he's a solid right back playing in the Eredivisie right now for AZ, 27 years old, brilliant experience at international levels, had a really good season at PSV as well. And you're talking someone who's mobile, gets up and down, strong and stiff in the tackle pause, but he would be absolutely perfect. And again, this is one where he comes in and then it's not an outright thing of, wait there, who's first choice? Is it Jayden or is it Seiya? You don't know. And that's what I want. I don't want someone to come in who you just know straight away is the backup that does the squad no good. And we have to recruit like, not that we're finishing for 17th. We've got to recruit like we're trying to go for 12th. That's how you escape a relegation, because if you're recruiting for 17th, you're probably going to finish 20th. So you have to be sure, you have to make sure you get it right. Like I say, I hope the Max Aarons news is just absolute, just lazy journalism, linking Aarons to Farke and giving them a reunion back together, because that does Leeds United no good. It doesn't no good. But Maikuma is an absolute, it would be a solid choice for me if we could get him in a transfer. And I would take that above Max Aarons every day of the week. Now, going into a bit of the title here with Villa's 100 million failure. They didn't secure Champions League football, and a lot of it is being based on the whole decision around the VAR. The referee blowing his whistle before the ball went in the net. Thus, VAR can't review it. It was it didn't get kicked out of the goalkeeper's hands. But that's not for us to discuss. What I always say though is, man, why didn't you secure the points in the other games? You know what I mean? The 9 draws, the 10 losses. You couldn't get more points there to make sure. I always say that. I said it years ago as well with Sheffield United blaming West Ham for Tevez and Mascherano. What did you do in the other games that didn't get you enough points? But that's accountability. No one likes that. So, but that point being here, Villa now have lost 100 million straight off the bat. It goes deeper though, because not only are they not getting 100 million for Champions League, PSR purposes is now going to be even tighter. And they may have to look to move out players that they were already going to move out, but for a lesser of a fee now, just to comply with PSR, as they still look to strengthen to get back in the Champions League next season. And one of the players that I've mentioned before is Jacob Ramsey, who for me is already on his way out regardless. They already recruited Rashford. They recruited Asensio in his positions that he plays. He seldom gets regular football there now, and I think he'd be a prime candidate to move. He could be available for an even cheaper fee right now, and we are in desperate need of a 8/10, and that is where he did all his best work, attacking midfield, stroke hybrid 8. Jacob Ramsey would be perfect. And for me, if Leeds United could get him at a decent deal, then absolutely go forth and take advantage of Villa, as they look to still strengthen, but they still have to move people off the books. And for them, Jacob Ramsey would be pure profit in PSR. So it could make sense for them as well. Would he want to come to Leeds United? You only know if you get in the conversation. Someone else who's there that could be available if Villa are looking to upgrade, because I see a lot of my Villa friends talk about Matty Cash saying, yeah, he's a good bottom of the half Premier League table player, but where we're trying to go, we need someone better. Well, if Matty Cash came available, we're talking right backs, I'd take him over Max Aarons any day of the week as well. I agree wholeheartedly with that. I say it the same about Emi Buendia. Good bottom of the half Premier League table player, but not quite there when you come into the upper echelons of the league. And if Matty Cash became available for a decent fee, or maybe even on loan, how perfect would that be, people? Then again, I would explore a Matty Cash deal if you're talking about getting in a solid right back. But is he available? I don't know at this point. I'm just throwing it out there if he became available. Now, obviously, since Sheffield United failed to go up, Gus Hamer's name has come up again in the rumors and everything else like that. Very interesting discussion regarding Gustavo Hamer, and a lot of it revolves around his fitness. And the thing is, guys, I completely get it. I completely understand where people are coming from. He could do with taking care of himself better, because if he took care of himself better, by the way, he wouldn't need to come off by the 70th minute in a few games. but he still starts and plays a lot of football. And when he does start and play football, he is an effective football player. And the thing is with Gus Hamer, if he was to come in, I don't think he'd be the number one, like number 8/10. I don't think he would be. I think he'd be an option. And if you've got an option like that coming in for you, especially if we can move on Brendan Aronson, which would be perfect, talking all perfect world scenarios here, then I would absolutely have Gustavo Hamer in the Premier League. He's like he's the only championship player I can think of where I think, yeah, I would take him in the Premier League. The championship isn't blessed with that kind of talent anymore. The Ezes, Elises, it's not there in the championship anymore. But Hamer has already done it at Premier League level once. He was very good for Sheffield United this year, and he was a standout player when he was on the pitch in that final. But yes, does his fitness issues concern me? Not really, because I know what I'm getting. And I knew that from the start. I think when we first spoke about this last season, I said about him where he's not going to probably play the full 90, but in the minutes he'll give you, he's going to give you absolute quality. And he will. He does all the dog work. He does all of that. He's creative. He can take set pieces. And if we don't take him, someone else is going to take him. I can imagine an Everton or someone coming in for him who are going to be our relegation rivals. Fulham, I think Fulham could be looking at him too if they look down that path. Of course, it all depends on the price point. I would cap it on Hamer. I think that I don't know what clause he has in his contract, if he does have one of a non-promotion release clause, but if I wouldn't go above a certain amount, and I would probably say, I think with the position Sheffield United are in now, and with us in the position we're in the position of power now. It really is in our hands. If we do hold the cards really. But if there is a release clause, then obviously go near it. But I wouldn't go above 15 for Hamer at this point. But if you can get him for 15 or under, you have to take that kind of quality on. Don't be concerned about him not completing 90 minutes. He'll complete 60, 70 minutes, give you good minutes there. Probably have to come off, you bring your sub on, but he'll be ready to start the next game. He's proven that time after time this season as well. So yeah, and listen, I'm sure when it comes to being signed, the coaches and the recruitment team would tell him as well. It's no secret as well. As people know, I'm very close to Sheffield United. He's been seen in the penny black. That can't run in the Premier League at Leeds United. You can't be doing that. And if anyone knows what the penny black is, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's one of those where recruitment would obviously have a word with him about all of that stuff, but when it comes to the quality of the player, it's undeniable. He's been playing above his station. He's been playing well above where he should be this season, and I think a Premier League move is in his future if he decides to stay in England. And I would like us to be in that conversation if the price point is correct. Well, that is it for the video, people. Like I say, I've probably missed out a few things, but like I say, I'm getting over a bit of a cold. What I'm not going to forget though is thanking Paul Gray, Sai Harris, Parrot House, and Mr. P for the super thanks on the last couple of videos. Drop a like before you leave, people. Really helps out the channel and the visibility. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.